Hey, welcome in. FG here. So today we're not going to go back to my backlog of coins. We're actually going to be looking at a package I got in here. And I thought I'd go through my experience with buying from one of the larger online auction houses. And that would be one that we see quite often in Numista, and that is the Katz auctions. So they are based out of Czech Republic. So I bought this at the auction. It had to come through customs, and you can see that's what I ended up paying for it, was 39 euro. That is not what I actually ended up paying for it, and we'll go over that. So this is going to be my coin for Russia. Now I have the coin, the kopeck, that is technically Russian Empire, which covers a large number of countries. And in Numista, it actually ends up being a completely separate section. Well, a different section. It's still under Russia, but it's a different section of Russia. So I thought what I'd do, since technically it could be used as a coin for any one of those countries that was under the Empire or Russian Empire, I ended up getting a coin here that is basically more of a contemporary Russian coin that I can use for Russia. And then the kopeck, the Russian Empire coin I have, might be used for something else, to count for one of the other countries that it could cover. So let's see what I got here. And this is my first purchase ever from Katz, so I'm not sure if I'm going to have a invoice. It doesn't look like I have an invoice in here. So we're going to have to, I'm going to have to do some on-screen invoicing here to show you what I ended up paying. But here is going to be our coin that I bought. So this was the lot. It's USSR 1980, 10 rubles. And I showed it to my wife. I kind of had to buy this one. And actually, let's get it out of the capsule. Give me just a second here. All right. But I think all of that gunk is on the capsule. Yeah, the coin itself is in really pretty nice condition. So again, USSR, 10 rubles. Let's turn that off. And this is kind of why I purchased it. So this was actually 1980. You can see the Olympic symbols here, but what do you know about the Olympics in 1980? Now, if you recall, this was the Olympics that was in Russia. And the year before, Russia had invaded Afghanistan, and the U.S., along with a large block of other countries, I think in the 60s, let me see here. Yeah, 65 nations boycotted the games. So there's a huge amount of countries that did not go to that summer games. So Russia, at that point, the Soviet Union won the most medals overall, 195, the most gold medals, 80, setting a new record at that point in time. But an event I've never seen, and I don't remember because I didn't watch that Olympics, is reindeer racing. So this was part of a set. There's some little marks across the coin here, but not too bad. But yeah, this was part of a set commemorating events that Russia, the Soviet Union, won in that Olympics. And apparently reindeer racing was one, though I can't say that I recall reindeer racing being an event in any other Olympics that I did watch, especially summer Olympics. Yeah. So, anyways, this is the coin I got for Soviet Union. So let's take a quick look at the Numista page for it. And we can see, obviously, it's commemorative. It is not a circulating coin. It was commemorative for that 1980 Summer Olympics. The obverse is the coat of arms with the value. The reverse is the actual reindeer racing. And if we look over, it is 90% silver, so much similar to our silver dollars. The weight is 33.33 grams. And if we scroll down, we can actually see the bullion value is very near to actually an ounce of silver. Not quite, just a smidge under. When I'm filming this, it's worth just over $35 in bullion. You can see this same coin is actually available out there on eBay at the moment for $55, and that one actually has like $6 shipping, $5.95 shipping. There's a couple others there. There's one that's $52. But those are different Olympic events. And if we look down below, you can see that this coin has come up in quite a few different Katz auctions. The lowest there being one that sold for 24 euros, which was about 28 US, all the way up to, and these are Unk versions, which I believe that this one was sold as Unk, even with the couple marks that are on it there. But you can see there was one that was sold for 175 euros, so can get pretty expensive in the auctions. So there were 126,000 regular business strikes mintage, and then 95,000, just over 95,000 of the proofs, which the coin I got is going to be one of the regular strikes. It's not one of the proofs. So it's in the higher mintage there. Okay, let's take a quick look. We'll put up the map here. I don't think I really need to, but we'll put up the map here. We'll actually see it change color because I now have 2 coins for this area. And before we do anything else, let's actually bring up my invoice from Katz, and we'll talk about my experience buying this. Part of the reason I bought this on there was I thought I was getting it at a reasonable price, and it did turn out to be somewhat comparable to eBay that are higher priced, but I wanted the experience. So one of the things that you have to know about Czech Republic is that being part of the European Union, they do charge VAT, value added tax. So let's take a look at the invoice here. We can see my winning bid was actually 30 euros, which I thought was pretty reasonable for something that was a $35 bullion value. 30 euros is right around $35 US. But then on top of that, we have $7.26 in VAT, which I didn't realize I was going to get charged. We have $12 in shipping, which I knew that there was going to be shipping. I didn't realize it was quite that expensive. There is what they call a handling fee of $2, which was let's see, I think it was the handling fee was just like a handling fee, so I didn't realize I was going to pay that. Wrapped into the surcharge, which includes VAT, that's $7.26. Part of that is VAT. Part of that is there's a credit card fee of 3.5%. And I thought I was going to be able to pay with wire transfer, but they didn't even give me the option, being not from the European Union, being from the US. I had to use credit card. There wasn't any other option for payment. So I had to pay 3.5% in credit card fee. And then there is also a surcharge, a fee for the actual auction fee. And that's all wrapped up in there. So when you get done looking at it, what I actually ended up owing was just over $51, 51 euros. And if we actually do that conversion right now, that's just over 60 US dollars. So, you know, it's right in line with that buy it now eBay auction that's at 55, that has $6 in shipping. I got it for less than $1 difference. So, I mean, it was an okay experience. I'm not sure. I'm not sure if I'm going to buy again, although there's a Katz auction going on right now. We're just in day one. It picks up tomorrow morning at 9 a.m. my time. And there's a couple coins for a couple countries in there that that I will likely bid on, just because I have not seen those countries otherwise on eBay even. And then there's one country that I have seen on eBay. So taking all that I know from this coin's purchase into account, I can kind of gauge what I should bid on that other coin. And I think that, you know, some of the lower end auctions that you see on Katz on coins, you see the lower prices than what they're going for on eBay because of all the extra fees and shipping and everything that it costs. So just something to be aware of should you decide to visit the Katz auction site. But I will say, They have a lot of gorgeous coins, a lot of coins from countries that you don't see very often on eBay. And it would be very easy to spend a lot of money on that auction. And it's interesting that they open it up. It's open for pre-bids for several days before the auction starts. And then they're going through the auction lot by lot. So like how this said, this was lot number 1480. They just started another auction today. It's their evening time Czechoslovakia time auction. So it went from about 9 a.m. my time to, I think it was 3 or 4 hours. So it went to like noon, 1, something like that, my time. And in that time, they got through about, I think it was about 560 some lots. So just as an example, this probably would have been third day in the auction that I bought this one at. Although this one started really early in my morning, like I think it was 4 a.m. and went a little bit longer. And this lot sold just after I got up and got awake for the day. But anyways, okay, let's see. So I already have the other Russian Empire coin in the book. We're going to leave that one in the book as our placeholder. Let's see. So we have this page that we were on not too long ago, and there we have our Russian Kopeck. That's from the Russian Empire. I have this one. I'm going to enter this one, and I'm actually going to put it in my out of the book box for coins where it's not going to fit very well inside of the capsule inside of the page. So we will add this to the database. We just won't actually put it into the book itself here. All right, so there we go. And that is my experience with Katz auctions and what you might expect, and the look at reindeer racing. All right, that's it for today. Thanks for joining me. Leave me a comment below if you've ever heard of reindeer racing. I'm curious if it was just that one year that it ended up being held, because it was in Moscow at that point. But yeah, let me know. So thank you for your subscriptions, your watch time, all your comments, and I'll catch you in the next one.